The education system, don't you just love how it utilizes 100% of the time, never wastes any of it? Yes, me too. Now don't get me wrong. There are plenty of practical, good reasons to go to school. Don't take this video as a don't go to school because it's stupid. And this is entirely inspired by iDoug. I enjoy the idea of getting to sit down and complain about something I wholeheartedly want to complain about. Now, again, there's a lot of things that school teaches you that are good to learn and good to know. However, there are a few things that I have no clue why we spent a whole month learning it. For example, imaginary numbers. I know there's some people who might be like, but Alex, what about the people who are going to go to college or going to physics class? I teach that to them in physics class and or college. The Algebra 2 student who was just trying to learn about taxes and insurance deductibles, did not need to know that there's such a thing as the square root of a negative number having a really interesting equation. Acknowledging the existence of it, cool, we could have spent a day on that. Why did we spend a month on that? I feel like that was a waste of time. There's plenty of kids who could have spent that time learning insurance deductibles, taxes, whatever the heck a 401k is. I don't see much of a daily necessity for the average Joe to use imaginary numbers. I just don't see it. Here's the other one, English. I can definitely see the good practical use of teaching someone how to summarize a book, summarize a story, tell a story, write an informative essay. But why did we spend so much time on a persuasive essay? In elementary school, it made no sense for me, tiny little toddler baby boy, to spend however many weeks, first of all, learning what the word persuasive meant, then going and learning how to write a persuasive essay, like, hey, a significantly more intelligent adult, let me tell you why you're wrong. Did anybody else have a small meltdown when they were told, all right, we're writing a new essay, come up with your topic? Because I did, and I hated it. I would sit there and have like a panic attack because I was like, what am I going to write about? And so I always ended up writing something about like, here's why this transformer is the best transformer, you know, and that worked and I got the grade. But like, why not spend that time still on the topic of English? Why not spend that time teaching kids about persuasive speaking, which naturally translates into persuasive writing? I think you'd have a much better result. For example, we wouldn't have so many kids arguing about, no, it's mine, and then punching each other in the face over it. Instead, kids would have learned persuasive speaking. Well, here's why I think you should give that to me, because it is mine, and here's my evidence, and I actually have sources to tell you why it's mine. That works a lot better than it's mine and you're stupid. You know? I wonder how much of this background we could chroma key. And then, okay, science class. Why did we have to do the dissection? It at least should have been optional. But Alex, we wanted to make it fun for the kids. I do not know a single person who had fun. Everybody was either like dry heaving or like gagging, throwing up. There were some kids who had to fully just leave the room and wait till it was over. There was maybe one or two people that enjoyed it, and those were the people that you would expect to enjoy taking a knife and stabbing something to look at its organs. Generally, the people who just went through it were like, yeah, this is pretty gross. Let's get it over with, because I don't want to do this either. If that was supposed to teach us like a liver, a heart, intestines, stomach, then why did you wait till high school? That was stuff I learned in like late elementary school of like, yes, this is what the inside of the body looks like. Cool. If it's for the anatomy of a frog, why didn't we spend a whole unit learning about a frog? And then, why would we have spent a whole unit learning about the anatomy of a frog? It was all, the dissections were always super out of place. It was just like, hey, we were gonna do this today, but we're gonna dissect a frog instead. What? What was the point? Nobody liked it. The only people who are going to get anything from that are the ones who want to be a mortician, and they need more than a dissection to help them. And then history or social studies. What was the, why? That class never felt put together at all. It was always super, 1 minute, everybody's on the same page of like, okay, we're learning about World War I. And then all of a sudden we're like, and the Roman cement. But like, what are we learning history about? The country, the state, the world? What? What is it? What is it? I understand the whole like butterfly effect thing of in 15 BC, a guy in China farted and now our corn is genetically modified. But it just still never feels put together. And it's like, I mean, there's not even anything in particular I dislike about history class. I love history. But now when it's just a scrambled mess that you're like, what? I'm sorry, what are we focusing on? This was the one class where we breezed through things. We did Pearl Harbor one week, the Roman Empire the next week. It was just so out of order. There's a better way to go about it. Again, I don't think you should skip out of school because there's things wasting your time. There's a lot of things that aren't going to waste your time. You know, there's practical learning experience. It teaches you how to learn, diversifies your skill set. You can have good social experiences, make lifelong friends. And if you're one of the lucky ones, you'll get bullied. Still go to school. You're going to learn good, valuable things. Anyway, those are just kind of my complaints. That was Yellow Jacket. Scared me so bad. Anyway, thank you to iDubbbz for inspiring this. This was just kind of, I've been watching a lot of his videos. His are much more put together. I'm just kind of sitting in a chair that's going to break any second. And thank you to watching this whole video and listening to everything I've said. If you enjoyed it, press like. If you want to see more of the content I have coming up, subscribe, because I have some really good stuff coming up and I'm really excited to share with you. Anyway, that's about all I have to say. Yeah, until next time.